on my own. A 2-bed, 2-bath? Okay, did it. 2 dogs? Did it. Like nothing either. And they are loved. I don't care. 2 jobs? I do it. But when I need a handout, no parental support, no sibling support. I'm the one handing out money. I'm the one lending them money. Oh, you don't even have to pay me back. Don't worry about it. I know the struggles. I need a break. Dealing with family loss and then a breakup within a month? Ended. But what I'm not gonna do is ask for a handout, because nobody's gonna be there. Nobody's willing to help. I'll just do it myself.
And this is the life of a lot of ladies who claim to be that strong, independent woman.
Do you think sometimes women actually try to get pregnant from men?
Yes. Yes.
That's a real thing?
Yes.
You've had girlfriends say, oh, I'm trying to.
I've had girlfriends lie to get money, to act like they're pregnant. Yes. It's disgusting. This is why I stopped, by the way.
Yeah.
This is why I'm no longer a feminist. Yeah. Because I saw the dark side of what women can do. And I'm sitting here feeling slighted by men.
Right.
And then I'm fighting for equality.
Right.
And I'm like, the only equality is that you are crazy. You guys are extorting men, lying about pregnancies, saying you're on birth control when you're not, to trap them. You know, and I mean, not to sound vulgar, but if a man comes inside of you and you say that you're on birth control, he trusts you.
Right.
That you would trap him like that. Right. You don't do that to people.
But women like men who don't like them. Women chase men who don't like them. See, what I just showed you with that woman sitting there going back and forth with this man. See, women like trying to convince men that they should be chosen.
The founder of Bumble said that she thinks the future of dating is you create an AI and that goes on a date with someone else's AI and you see if they're compatible. So now I think there should be less women in STEM. We may have overcorrected.
My father shot my mom in the back for infidelity. So from that day forward, I vowed that I would never cheat on my partner.
That's deep. That's deep.
He could have killed my mom.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But he was enraged. He's like, I do all this for my mom. When I tell you her closet used to be crazy. My mom, her designer was crazy. My daddy took care of her. So for him to find out about infidelity, I mean,
yeah.
And my dad was in the Navy. He's in the Army.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
it was just probably one of those situations where she just needed some.
Nothing like a man putting the fear of God in somebody else to make him act right.
Let me get this straight. My son ain't got no car, no job, no house. He's on drugs, and I'm raising his babies. And you want to date him because he's cute? Oof, baby. You're a special kind of stupid, aren't you? I'm just saying.
Baby, if I already ha-ha'd your story like 47 times and I'm hearting all your little pictures and breaking my finger, like, are you picking up what I'm putting down? Because I feel desperate now.
And one thing that women do that men don't do is women date to eliminate and men date to accumulate. Us women feel like we can always make the best decisions. So ladies, if 20 men approached you, what would you do? We would do a process of elimination. But what a man would do is the complete opposite in terms of he would date all 20 of them and figure out where to go from there.
Do women need men?
Do women need men? No, we don't need y'all. I do. I need my man. Baby, I need my man.
Okay. Why don't you need men?
What do I need a man for? To do what? Everything.
Okay, why do you need a man?
Because we was created to be soft and nurturing. We ain't created to be working hard. We need a man. I need a man. I need my man. I mean, I got a man, but I don't feel like I need him. But I like him around. More than men need women more than we need them. Y'all can't do yourself.
A man shouldn't chase a woman. If she's not showing you interest, if she's making you jump through hoops, she doesn't like you. She doesn't want you. Chasing after someone looks desperate.
Serious question here. Are there men out there who are genuinely really kind, like to do things for you, like to take care of you, without expecting things in return? And by expecting things in return, I don't mean like certain favors or like, I guess, expecting like kind of returns. I mean like expecting you not to complain about anything, not to get upset about things, or like, yeah, like not expecting you to act a certain way. Does that exist?
And I see this man and I'm like, choo. Like my friends know that I will leave them to go talk to a man that's my type, that I find attractive. I'll just leave. People will be like, where's Candy? Ask them. Oh, there she is. She spotted her prey and went right up to him and had a conversation, because for some reason when I'm out, no problem. I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, why not?
Are you engaged, by the way?
No, going through a divorce.
Oh, God bless.
Yeah.
What happened?
Can I take a guess? Do you think was the divorce based on them sleeping with 1,000 men?
No.
No. Okay. Right on. That had nothing to do with it.
Do you respect black women?
I do. That's why I would rather see your natural hair.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because black women's natural hair is beautiful, but all the wigs and 613 bust downs, bro.
So what's wrong if I wear a 613 bust down? I can still rock my natural hair, but what if I want to switch it up?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that, though?
So you can switch
what
up.
What if I don't want to wear my natural hair every day? What if I don't feel like combing my natural hair every day?
That's just laziness, man.
Yo, get out of here.
No, for real though, because
if you're a white boy trying to talk to me, like personally, I want to be on a boat. I want to be on a boat.
And I want you to own the boat.
We already tried that. Y'all did not like.
You said you was coming over here to get your stuff. That's the only reason I left the door unlocked. But I came here and my son's clothes is gone. Why the hell you go far? You take this out and involve a kid? That's childish and petty.
Childish and petty. You did what you did. And that's the result of what happened. They get it, daddy, put some new clothes down, but I ain't going for none of that. I don't know what you think this is.
But that ain't got nothing to do with child. Maybe if you was in college, I wouldn't have cheated on your ass. But you sat there and you involved my kid. And when my baby daddy get a hold of you, you really finna go.
He ain't gonna get a hold of me. He need to get a hold of them damn clothes.
What is the worst female fashion trend that's going on right now?
Probably just the fact they all dress like hoes. That's the worst fashion trend.
Can't disrespect them like that, man.
Oh, I don't give it. What are they gonna do?
Well, you gotta give me a valid answer though.
I mean, like they dress like they dress like and then they're like, wow, guys look at me wrong, and then they're like shocked by it, you know. But it's like they asked for it.
You gotta give me like a detail of the fashion trend. What do they wear that you don't like?
Well, they don't wear anything. That's the problem. Like they put on the bare minimum, and they walk out the door. They're like, "This is it for the night."
You ain't lying.
And that's all they go for.
I mean, you're not wrong, but damn. So, what's your type in a girl then?
Probably not like been tossed around the corner 4 times. You know.
Oh.
I don't want somebody that's been through all of us, you know.
Right.
I don't want to share.
So you trying to find your wife tonight?
No, I'm trying to make a home.
Why are you still here?
That I don't know.
All right, man. Thank you for being here to you, bro. You're funny.
Yeah.
These modern women will never understand it. But just like Amber Rose said, men aren't looking for that type of woman. Stop doing that. Men hate this trend.
If we get to talking and your past comes up, you know, I promise you I will listen and I won't say nothing to you. But I swear to God, I'm judging. Oh, I'm judging. There's this shit I can't look past. And there's certain things that some people just don't outgrow. I can't look past you telling me that you got Eiffel Tower in high school. I'm sorry, I can't. I just can't. And maybe people can. Not me. I won't say anything to you. And we can continue the date. But as far as you getting cuffed, oh, you're cooked, baby. That's it. No, there's no way. There's certain things that are meant to be known, certain things that are meant to be unknown. I don't need to know that. You overshared. You told me way too much. The fact that I know it happened now, I still think that it can happen again. You've already went past the line. Baby, you can still come back for the night. But there's no reason you should have felt comfortable enough letting me know that. That's crazy work. You can still come over, like I'm telling you, but that's your max contract. You're not getting a signing bonus. You're not getting an extension. That's it. That is what you're a two-way player. I can't keep you on the real roster. Crazy as hell. I'm judging, and I'm judging every word. Like, what?
I could tell just by reading some comments on social media how other women live through other women, like the gorgeous dolls of social media. Y'all really fantasize a lifestyle that you can't experience or you haven't experienced. And the reality is, you cannot read or write. Stop trying to make it seem like dating a rapper is such an elite experience. They're not that smart. And then some of them can't even do basic math. So stop trying to make it seem like it's so hard to obtain a man of that caliber. All you need is a pretty face and a nice body. That's it. Stop. And that is easily accessible nowadays because you can get work done. Stop trying to make it seem like it's a hard thing to obtain. I live in Houston. I be seeing and I just be like, wow, this man really cannot read or write. But he got money though. That's it. Please stop. Please.
See, women who can get the kind of men that they want don't worry about what men that they don't want are doing. Doesn't that seem like it takes a lot of effort to complain about? I mean, it's like going to a restaurant and you're a vegetarian. You don't spend your time looking at the dishes with meat in them. That's a waste of time. You don't even eat that. You're like, you don't complain about how the steak is cooked. What do you care if they have filet or prime rib? You're a vegetarian.
Right.
All right. But that's how these women talk about men, as if that's the only thing on the menu because they can't get the kind of men they want.
When men begin to ignore women, that's the worst thing that can happen to a lot of these modern women. When men stop chasing women, all of the validation is gone. The bank of validation, the bank of attention is closed. So that's when women become concerned because the high value man has turned his attention elsewhere. A lot of these dudes are in the gym, working out, chilling at the house, focusing on getting better, focused on staying single and out of the way of all of this nonsense. So when you ain't got nobody to take you to a $500 steakhouse, you're worried because what else are you going to post on the gram? Oh, wait, I might have to post that I actually went to Chili's.
I feel like the men here don't even really initiate. Y'all be letting the women come to y'all because y'all know it's so many of us. That's also why you guys feel like you're the prize. Because there's so many of us, y'all just feel like y'all don't have to do anything. Like you're too cocky. Like,
let me ask you this. What makes a prize a prize? A prize?
Something you put value on, something that you're chasing after, that is a prize.
Is defined by its value. What makes something valuable? Its rarity. Since there's less men, we're technically more rare, which by definition makes us the prize. A prize is based on value, and value is determined by its rarity.
Technically, yes, but I don't feel like that's the perspective.
A man was working at McDonald's and he treated you perfectly the way you wanted him to.
I would not date him.
And that's what she said too. That I literally
you
said
can't even get where are you
Can I ask?
Where the hell what is he supposed to give me? What is he supposed to give me if he works at McDonald's?
He gives
Like,
you the
go get a better education and
Quite brazen. Yeah, well, looks like it. You're quite brazenly.
Looks doesn't define
when I'm speaking, it's
education,
best that your
though.
face stops moving. So when you're judging a man quite brazenly
Yeah.
and quite actually disrespectfully because of the income that he earns, perhaps he doesn't have an intellectual aptitude, but he's a good person and he'd treat you really well. As somebody who is a prostitute, what is your standard that makes you so much better than him?
I have like much more than just prostitution as a job though.
What is your standard that makes you so much better than him?
So McDonald's is worse than being a prostitute?
Yeah, but I'm not a prostitute, I'm a sugar baby.
You have sex with people for money.
Yeah.
What makes you better than that man?
I'm not saying I'm better than him,
Okay,
but
well,
I'm
you just
saying
judged him
I
and you
wouldn't
said-
date somebody. I would wonder why he's working at McDonald's.
McDonald's actually has a
do you
really
think
high
that
minimum wage.
men-
No, they don't.
Do you think that
They say
most?
No, they don't. They pay like
changed
what?
it.
Like almost set 15.
Well, I think
That's not
that-
a lot of money.
So the way you feel about the guy who works at McDonald's,
Yeah.
that's the way men feel.
That's fine. Everybody
about
can have
what
their own
you
opinion.
do.
Totally
But
fine.
their
Okay.
opinion would be
But
more
most-
logical than McDonald's.
Sure.
She was so on getting a man that makes over 100K, I think she would actually leave.
Watch your mouth when you're talking to a man, because a lot of women do that
And then when they get snatched up, they're crying. And I'm not saying that it's okay to a woman or anything, but stop acting like a man.
A lot of women want the authority of a man, want the responsibility of a child, and want the perks of being a woman. How asinine is that? Because if you come at a man like a man, what do you want him to do? Because he would not even allow another man to come at him like that. 9 times out of 10, men don't come at other men like that because it would get violent. But women, when you step into your masculine energy, what do you expect that man to do? Get into his feminine energy? When have you ever had an argument or a spat or a situation with a man and he's like, okay, after you became aggressive with him? Your power is in your divine femininity. You're able to neutralize him. That is something we can't bypass. Ladies, when you come at us with your divine femininity, we become docile. We become very pliable.
If you coming at a man like Six said, like a man, he gonna treat you like a man. If you don't want to be treated like a man, stop acting like a man.
How are we going to blame men when it's 5 to 10% that's getting 80% of the women out here?
It's 5 to 10% of men who are sleeping with them, but they are running through the 80% of women, and now they are disqualifying them from being good wives. So it first needs to start.
Their choice. We have women in mass, the majority of women that are giving themselves to these low quality Tyrones, Pookies, and Ray Rays that don't care when there's good men that are right around you, but you don't want him because he's corny. You're as an individual, you have individual accountability. So I don't care what culture is doing. I make a choice with my box. Culture is not going to give me, culture is not going to take care of when I'm an unwed mother. Culture is not going to take care of those things. I am responsible for my body, who I give my body to, who I have soul ties to. If you choose to spread your legs open in these streets, society did not make you do that. You made the choice to lay down with all of those men and putting it on that men need to take accountability. You chose to bust it open for that F-boy or that Pookie. That is your choice.
A lot of females, we love to be the chasers. You didn't know? You didn't know? Let me tell my brother something. See, as your little big sister, I'm gonna give you the inside scoop and the inside game. Females, we are the ones that actually love the chase. We love to chase the man. We love to chase the male. That's the game. That's the tea. This is why when it comes to the men that give us no attention, no play, those a lot of the times are the men that we find ourselves going after the most. The man that is constantly hitting us up, blowing us up, trying to save us, trying to be there for us. Do you get any play? And I'm talking in reference and in regards to a lot of the females, not the women.
I wanted to know what needs to be done to attract the high value man.
Right.
I feel like that's where I want my life to be in the future. But I'm willing to do what it takes to get one.
Why do you need a high value man?
Because I feel like I've dated the average guys, and I feel like they don't treat me the way I need to be treated.
What do you mean?
Per se. A lot of the guys that I've dated in the past, they were, I would say, like thuggish.
Young lady, a high value man is not a get out of jail free card, and it's not a meal ticket. A high value man is a job, a hard job. The hardest job you'll ever have in your life is to be the wife of a high value man. It's not a life of luxury. It's not buy me a BMW and I just get up in the morning, or you go off to work and I just sit in the house all day and watch TV. That ain't it. You're up at 5 o'clock in the morning, going to the gym, working out, making sure that by the time you get back home and the kids are up, you got the kids' breakfast ready, out of the door, your husband's stuff ready, to make sure that when everybody else leaves, that you get the house straight, get the meals prepped, get everything done, to make sure when the kids get back home, the homework gets done, to make sure when I come through the door that the meal is ready, the kids are ready to go, and all the money that we're working to earn, you are doing all this other stuff. I ain't doing nothing for the kids. You got to get the kids all ready to go. Parent-teacher conferences, homework, everything else. I just look over it from an executive position and say, great. Then you get the kids ready, going, so and so forth, blah, blah, and then you serve your husband. Wash, rinse, and repeat the rest of your life. It's not a life of luxury. You young ladies think this is a fantasy.
Well, if this isn't a case of how being greedy can go very wrong, I don't know what is. This is Charlotte Padrell, and she thought she was going to get a pay date from her boyfriend of only a year, Israel Adesanya, who is a UFC 2-time champion UFC fighter. He's Nigerian from New Zealand. Now, what Charlotte decided to do is that once they broke up after a little over a year, she decided that she was going to sue him in court for half of his assets. And he has a $15 million fortune, right?
Charlotte felt like she deserved half. The basis of her lawsuit is essentially what Mariah Carey did. She felt like that they had spent a year together. She expected to get married to him, and then he dropped her like a hot potato. So she was upset and was like, well, I'm going to sue him because I deserve half of his UFC fortune because I helped him along the way with his career in that year. Mind you, they had never been married. They didn't have kids. They had nothing. Well, she herself has $1 million fortune because she's a real estate mogul. What ended up happening is he put his $15 million fortune in his mother's name. His mother manages his fortune because he had an ex-wife that he did not want to have to split assets with. So essentially what he did, it's kind of shady, I'm not gonna lie, but it helped out in his favor this time. His mother has all full control of his assets and his fortune. His mother has been managing his assets since he started his UFC career. So when they went through the lawsuit and she actually won, it looked like he had made 0 earnings for his career and she was worth $1 million. So Charlotte was ordered to pay $500,000 to him because she looked like the breadwinner. So this was this was a Uno reverse like no other Uno reverses. I think I've heard this story before with a soccer player that this happened with his wife. However, she was not a wife. She was a girlfriend of only 1 year, thinking that she was owed half of his fortune. She didn't put years in with this man. She put 1 year in. And look what God did. It's karma. I'm just saying it's karma. What do you think below? Comment your thoughts. I want to hear what you have to say about this. This had me cackling. This had me cackling for many reasons that I'm not going to get into, but it had me cackling.
So from what I read, I don't think she actually had to pay him any money. I think what he was complaining about is the same thing that happened to Tiger Woods when his girlfriend tried to take his money, take him to court and all that other stuff and get his money, even though they weren't married. She's trying to do the same thing, or at least that's what he's accusing her of.
I used to think being a player was wrong, but now I think it's actually the right thing to do. They might think I'm wrong for dating multiple girls. They might want more of my time, more of my attention, or they might even want a relationship. But there's a reason why they're talking to me and not some other guy who only is going to talk to them. It's because they want me, because I'm the light of their day. Like, I'm genuinely the guy that makes them feel good. I'm genuinely the guy that makes them feel special. And that's how they want to feel. They don't care that you're talking to other girls. They just want to feel like they're with a guy that is a catch, because it makes them feel like they're valuable themselves.
This type of guy doesn't chase women, and I'll tell you why. Number one, if he's really this type of guy, he probably don't have an issue with women. That's number one. Number two, when a man is secure and he's confident, and he's good being by himself, I think a lot of people try to fill up the space because they don't like being alone. This type of guy don't struggle with being alone. So he don't need you. He wants you, but he don't need you. And because he doesn't need you, he ain't gonna chase you. Which, to be honest with you, I think is a strength, because you don't want a man that needs someone, who just doesn't like being alone, so they'll take anybody just to fill in the space. That's not the kind of guy you actually want. You want a guy that's okay being alone, because if you're in his space or he wants you around, you know he genuinely wants you around. It's not just to have somebody there or to fill in the blank.
Y'all, if you go out, you've been around an IG baddie before and you didn't even look twice at her. Most of you don't understand that these women know their angles, they know their filters, and they know how to do their makeup.
I talk to a lot of women where if you just saw their IG alone, you'd probably cream your jeans, but seeing them in person, they're just kind of like average to decent looking. Like, you need to understand a still image means nothing. I remember I used to be friends with this girl, right? And she was going through a breakup and she was like, oh, you know, I need to show my ex that he fumbled, so I'm gonna post these like pictures. What do you think? And I was like the pictures were great, but it's like, you don't look like that. And like, he knows you don't look like that. I know you don't look like that. So those pictures they're just IG pictures. The only thing that's going to do is fool like the incoming talent, I guess. A lot of people need to understand taking good pictures does not mean you're attractive. I know plenty of people who cannot take a picture to save their life, but they look good. Sometimes y'all think like the pictures give you a general idea. Sometimes they do not at all. I remember years ago, there's this girl on Instagram. She looked crazy fine. But then me and my roommate saw her in person and we were shocked. He was like, bro, like I wouldn't even hit that. And I'm like, me neither. Now, if you want a better test of how attractive this person is before you can actually like see them in person, you want to see if they have videos, okay? Catch them in motion. Motion can't really lie that much. But you also got to remember, it is not impossible to curate those videos, okay? It's just much harder. You could 100% be double fooled by the videos, okay? I've seen it happen. If you're trying to date through social media, oh my gosh, I can't imagine how scary that is for you. Because when I found out that people actually edited pictures, I was like, are y'all serious? Like, are y'all?
And this is just another reason why men are ignoring women. This is why men are not approaching women, because you do things like slant the camera a certain way in photos. And like he said, sometimes you get so advanced that you do it on the video as well. You'll do it on FaceTime. And it's all an attempt, I understand, to make you look better, but it's also deceitful. And that's why a man says you're wearing too much makeup, because that's deceitful. You wonder why a man doesn't pursue you. You wonder why a man doesn't chase you, because after a while he gets apprehensive as to, I don't even know what you really look like. So I really don't know if I like you. Oh, you is 5'9". You ain't you a short king. Right. Well, I can't tell what you look like because you have so much makeup on. So I'd rather not chase you or pursue you at all.
Black men, is it true you guys don't like black girls no more? Because
Your caption is literally what happened to that Jada and that Will love. You think it's alive that want that Jada and that Will love?
Ladies in your 20s, you might think my story of having a baby at 47 has nothing to do with your young life, but let me tell you how every part of it does. I bought into friends with benefit. I did what's called dating beneath myself. That's what my best friend at the time told me. I came from a good family, had my college degrees, had traveled and filled up my passport book, and yet I was dating a weed head. I dated a drug dealer twice. I dated drug dealers. Why would I do that in my 20s? Wasting myself, knowing that these were not husband materials, knowing it was just fun and games. It wasn't until my 30s that I actually started to come correct and work on my personal character. But you don't have to wait to work on your personal character. Don't buy into society norms of it's okay to sleep around. It's okay to smoke weed and drug your body, having toxic relationships, being around people that make you want to fight, do ugly things. This is how you can waste your time and waste your fertility and wind up not having a baby until far later in life. Take care of yourself. Take care of your body. Be selective with your heart, your mind, your soul, and your private parts. You live a good life starting today.
If a woman says any of the following, just know that she's in a bop stage or a 304 stage. If she says to you that she's in her healing girl era, she's a bop. If she's telling you that she's taking a break from dating, she's a bop because she's still giving out her number. She's probably still on dating apps. She's still probably answering guys in her DMs because no woman is ever truly single. If she says that she just wants peace or she's peaceful, just know that she's in a phase. She tells you that she's trying to find herself and she left her ex for herself. It's because she's in a phase. She's a bop. Finding herself means finding other dudes. She tells you that she's going back to school or she's trying to get her degrees. Just know she's in a phase. If she tells you that she is living her best life, just know that that also means that she's living her best life, making poor decisions and drinking a lot of alcohol, which AKA bop stage. And lastly, the final stage to any bop is religion. So if she's telling you that she's suddenly going to church or she's reading her Bible and she has a Bible quote in her freaking bio or anywhere online, it's because she's a retired bop or she's been a bop or is currently still a bop and is masking it through religion. With that being said, she's probably a bop. Okay, bye.
It is so much harder to love a real one than it is to be in relationship with a fraud.
Say that again for the people in the back.
It is so much harder to be in relationship with a real one than it is to be with a fraud. It's just hard because someone who holds you accountable to who you say you want to be, someone who recognizes your potential but meets you where you are, someone who wants your vulnerability. Like, I want to know how you think. I want to know why you made the choices you made. It requires a level of intimacy that you never have to do when you're just trying to see if someone's cheating and checking phone messages. And like, you don't.
One day y'all gonna listen to me. One day y'all gonna listen to me because I said this. But maybe, hey, it was my tone, right? I tell y'all all the time, these conversations from these women on these apps, and these repetitive, redundant circles that we go in about the men that they choose. They're choosing them because it's easier to deal with a dude than to deal with the guy who has together. because a lot of these women are lazy lovers, and they don't know how to properly be in relationships with men. So it's easier to pick the dude that's gonna dog you out, mistreat you, run around in the streets, have you checking your phone, throwing up at night because you done went through his iPad, dogging you out and mistreating you, stealing your debit, because just being a menace to her. Those men are easier to deal with than dealing with a man who has it together, who is emotionally, who's everything they get on these apps and talk about. Because those men are going to hold your feet to the fire. Those men are going to hold you accountable. Those men get called narcissists. When in reality, she just don't want to listen. Because when you with the man that in these relationships, and you checking his phone and you worrying about him cheating, it takes the mirror away from them. They never work on themselves. Because they're always the good one in the relationship. When in reality, they're giving bare minimum effort themselves. They're never growing and maturing in the things that matter in relationships because they too busy dealing with dudes who don't require nothing. At best, they just want some butt. And then when those men meet the men who get together and meet those women where they are and give them an opportunity and a chance, and they're wanting them to grow, they're wanting them to reach their potential. They see that this woman has XYZ qualities. But she never does because that requires work. It makes her uncomfortable. And then a lot of women will self-sabotage them situations and then turn around. And when people ask them, well, he was a good guy, he was this and this and that, what happened? Oh, he was a narcissist. He was controlling. He was this, he was that. No, he held her accountable. He made her responsible for her actions and decisions. He was trying to pull out of her what she didn't even know. And it was uncomfortable. She didn't like it. It was too much work. So instead of saying the truth, they'll just call you a narcissist. They would just say that you were just too much. You were controlling. And they'll just go back to dealing with that with potential because it's comfortable. It's what they know. They thrive in chaos. They are comfortable in being in dysfunction. Whereas when you have a man that's going to provide you peace and stability and comfort, you feel that you're chaotic thing. Like it has to be something wrong. I'm not comfortable being in this sense of peace. And then they get on the internet and then we have these conversations. Because when you got a man that's not running around in the streets, you got a man that's not having you up at night worrying about what he doing, going through his phone, checking his iPad, stalking and running up behind him with his location. Then you actually got to deal with what matters in a relationship. Now you got to answer to him. Now you got to do something. Now you got to be something. And a lot of these chicks ain't never had a man that demanded that they be something.